Good morning, my lovelies. Let's get ready today. So, hi if you're new here. I'm your girl, Phoenix Caged. Happily married. Full-time mother of 3 boys. I do a lot of these get ready with me's where you get to BS with me, hear my thoughts on life. I also make mom life unfiltered videos because you know what? I really genuinely find a zen zone and I love to clean and organize, and I think some of you do too. I also make thrifted content because I'm an avid thrifter. I've been thrifting my entire life and I love thrifting. Am I a shopaholic? No. But if I am, the first step is admitting the problem. I think I'll know if I have a problem if I become like a hoarder, which I desperately do not want to be. So I tend to rotate my things pretty decently well. Sorry, gotta get the lotion on the skin or else your girl gets the hose again. Whew, I need to get some more of this. That is refreshing. No product placement, I just really like that. And lotion, wow. My skin is so dry today. I think it's just weather. The weather, yo. The weather. So let's talk about my thrifting adventure yesterday because that is fresh on my mind and it was so fun. So if you missed that, happy Mother's Day, you know, for those of you that celebrate Mother's Day, because most of us have mothers or have had a mother. Yeah. So I got my mom this wooden box and a really cool long silk wrap that's 100% silk. And it's gorgeous. It would be expensive as hell, okay? I found it thrifting. She's like, you must have spent so much money on this. I'm like, thrifted, yo, thrifted. I steamed it though, so I steamed it. It's clean. And she's like, oh, I love it. And we also threw in some little ruby earrings that are like the lever back. Yup. It was really cute. Her response, she put the earrings on right away. And then she's just like, you're right, I need the silk. I need all of the silk. I'm thinking, oh, that's where my obsession with leopard print comes in, because what leopard print do I need? I need all the leopard print, duh. Sometimes we all have patterns that just speak to us, and that's okay. You know, if leopard print is not for you, that's okay. There's more for me. I'm not a stripes kind of girl. I'm not a polka dot kind of girl. I'm a leopard print kind of girl. Anyway, I went there for 3 hours and I saw something that I wasn't sure if it was like authentic or not, so I left it behind. Messaged somebody that I thought would be interested in it, and they were. So I went back and got the item for them. And it's not authentic, so they said I can return it. And I was like, okay, well, will do. Maybe later. That's okay, because when I went back, I also found my youngest son some sandals, and he needs sandals. Poor little guy. His feet get so hot and so sweaty. Do you guys wear sandals in the summertime? It feels like it's summertime. I know it's gonna get a lot hotter, and I'm like not looking forward to the 100+ degrees. I don't know. I'm in the Tri-Cities of Washington. It's 3 different cities that are all touching together. I'm in Kennewick, but like we call it the Tri-Cities, and it gets hot here. People underestimate how hot it actually gets. It's dangerously hot. It also gets dangerously cold and dangerously windy. I mean, one of our baseball teams is called the Dust Devils because we have freaking dust devils everywhere. Do y'all know what dust devils are? They're like little mini tornadoes, although they don't cause as much damage. Not nearly. So that's all good. But yeah, it gets a little bit crazy here. The weather is bipolar, okay? What weather is it outside today? Go outside and look. That's the kind of weather it is. You have to go outside and look. Don't believe the news. You have to actually go outside and feel the weather, and then that's how you'll know. I mean, there's been so many times where I'm watching the Weather Channel, or I look up the weather for the day, and then I go outside and it's not that, and I'm like, oh, weather bitches, man. They lied to me. That's typically how I pick my fashion. What am I doing for the day, and what's the weather? Weather's the main factor, okay? And if I'm going out inside that weather and getting all outdoorsy, I have to consider the weather. So many people are into thrifting now, and I'm so happy about that, because every little bit counts. It does help the community. You're helping support somebody's job. It does help the planet, because that stuff doesn't go to a landfill. And I realize it's like there's so much that goes to landfills, polluting the earth, blah blah blah. But every little bit counts, okay? Y'all ever hear the starfish story? Maybe I need to say the starfish story, so maybe. So, love this story. There's this old man walking along the beach, enjoying his morning coffee, and he sees this little kid. He's picking up starfish and he's throwing them back into the ocean, because you see, sometimes the starfish, they get swept up during certain seasons, and a lot of them don't make it back to the ocean. And he sees this kid just running along, picking as many up as he can, just one after another after another. He just throws it back in. He chucks them as far as he can back into the ocean so that that starfish makes it. He just keeps going and going. But there's thousands all over the place. And the guy is just like, excuse me, come here.
What?
Kid goes over to the old man and he's like, son, you can't clear all of these starfish. What kind of difference is that gonna make? And the little boy took a deep breath, picked up the starfish at the man's feet, chucked it as far as he could into the ocean. And he said, makes a difference to that one, doesn't it? And then goes along his way. So while you might not think that you have an impact on things, you do. Your voice matters. What you do matters. How you treat others matters. I ran into my neighbor at Goodwill yesterday, and we had a nice little conversation. She was just worried about the state of the world at one point, and I was like, yeah, it's terrible. And I was thinking, there is a lot of bad in the world, but there's also so much good. And if we can continue to do good for each other and do good for ourselves, then the younger generation is going to pick up that hint, and they're going to continue that and try to push forward and cut through all the bad, kind of breaking the cycle. Like what I'm doing now with my kids, trying to break the cycle of abuse. I don't want to be abusive to them at all, of course, you know? I want to choose what's best for them and try to help them along their journey, but I'm breaking the cycle. I mean, if you could choose to be more vigilant and open-minded, or closed off and unwilling to move or unwilling to shake, which one do you think is better for everybody and you? Which one do you think is better? Do you think it's better just to not budge on anything? Or do you think it's possible to have a little bit of leeway, or at least hear people out? I understand wanting to stand on your own and being an individual. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when it comes to issues in the world and issues in your life. Do some of these things affect you? These are the things I think about. I mean, as a mom, I worry about my kids all the time, and I wonder, I mean, I know that'll never go away, but I wonder if it'll get easier as they get older and I know that they can protect themselves. I'm hoping that they've been listening to the wisdom that I have to share. So I want you to think about the impact that you make, because it can feel like we're alone a lot of the time, and yet we're not alone. We're not alone in our feelings and our emotions, and it's okay to share those things and express yourself. Please remember that you are beautiful, you matter, and you are enough. Peace, love, and light. Let's get a face on. My hair is giving Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. Look it up. Let me guess. White devil, white devil? Yes, you speak what you do. I'm gonna have to put something through this hair because I mean it won't tame on this side. Oh my gosh. Hi you guys. If you are new here, I am Phoenix Cage. I'm a happily married. I have to emphasize this because some of you just don't get the hint. Happily married. Full-time mother of 3 boys. So I do a lot of these get ready with me's because these are like my only chance to have a little bit of peace and quiet and time to myself every single morning. And I think it's important, if you are a parent, you need to make the time for yourself here and there. Just take it, even if it's like 30 seconds when you walk into another room and you take a huge deep breath. Do that. It's just a phase of life, and this too shall pass. I do a lot of Mom Life Unfiltered videos where I show you my daily chores because I think it's very cathartic and kind of like a zen to see a dirty space and then to walk in and it's clean. I know that some of you that have OCD, you feel me, you understand what I mean. And I also make thrifted content, which is my favorite to make. Oh, you guys, I've got to go back to the thrift store at some point this week because the item that I went back for, one, doesn't fit the person that I shared a picture with. I was like, hey, look at this. And she got so excited. She's like, I want it. So I went back for the item and they had it still. And then I'm like, okay, well, I got it. And she's like, awesome. Is it authentic? So I had to look up ways to find out if it was authentic. It is not authentic. It is really, really not. So she doesn't want it. She's like, I'm so sorry. I don't want it. Okay. That's fine. I'll go take it back and then I'll get store credit and I can buy something else. That's how it is at my Goodwill. Like if something that you get doesn't fit right, or you just decide, why did I get this? Did I suffer from thrift blindness? You hang on to the receipt and hopefully you don't detach the tag, and then you can return or exchange it within 14 days. Okay. Use the last little bit. Oh, that feels so nice. Also, like, the dressing rooms are not open in my area, and that's for various reasons, y'all. And technically it is for your safety, okay? It's for your safety, it's for the workers' safety. Some people are nasty, okay? Let's just put it that way. Because I overheard so many people asking why, and when I heard the response, I was a little shook that stuff like that was happening in our community. I'll try to PC it up, okay? Okay, so the reason number 1 is cleanliness. There have been people that go into dressing rooms thinking that it is the restroom. I'll let you draw your own conclusions. Yes, number 1 and number 2. Sometimes some upchuck. Now I realize that theft is a problem for dressing rooms, but they get all their donations for free. They're not really concerned. They have a lot of overturn. They're not too concerned with all of that. I mean, yeah, don't steal because that's against the law, and then they have to involve the cops, so it's a long, lengthy process. Yeah, so that's a reason. Another reason is illicit substances. I was like, what? People are doing that in this area? And they leave the remnants of said substances there, and then again they have to contact the police department and get them involved. It's like, I didn't realize that so many people were involved in, yeah, I didn't know. Maybe that's just because it's never been my thing, so I'm like, nah, it ain't for me. And if it was ever your thing and, you know, you're trying to get clean, yeah, honey, get clean. Get some help, get clean. And it's okay to admit when you're wrong, you know. I used to drink a lot. And I didn't get help for myself when it came to the spirits. I had to gradually quit. Sometimes when you quit cold, you have a lot more problems of like withdrawal. And since it runs on both sides of my family, so I knew I had to take it like a step at a time. And I gotta tell you, it was like hard. It's still hard. Still to this day, I think, oh my gosh, I just want to drink. Why is that my go-to? Because obviously my genes are telling me that I want to. I also used to smoke cigarettes, not God's lettuce. I'm actually allergic to that stuff, so that's a big no-no for me. That one wasn't so difficult to quit because as soon as I was like, okay, we're trying to get preggers, and I really wanted to be a mom, and I was told that I couldn't have kids. Okay? I was told I couldn't. And when I found out, yes, I can, I just have to get my ovulation on a schedule or figure out my schedule of ovulation. Yeah. And I have not regretted it since, because I've got 3 beautiful boys. Mom life is not for everybody. So if it's not for you, don't feel guilty about that. I want you to just live your life and be happy with yourself, because finding inner peace in this world is really freaking hard sometimes. When I think about that, like, some people never find inner peace. Some people never figure out who they are. And that is just tragic to me. It's so tragic, because I think that's what my early 20s were all about. My late teens, early 20s were all about figuring out who I was and what I wanted in this life, and making all the mistakes. Yeah, making all the mistakes that were specific to me. And you know what? For a lot of us, that's how it is. I really didn't want to have kids too early during that time where I was figuring stuff out, but like, I truly did not think or even believe that I would make it this far. I thought that I would never live outside of my parents' house. I thought that that's where I was going to lay to rest. Going for a nice subtle look today. Nice and subtle. Ooh. Just a little bit of pinky rosy. Oh my gosh, just a little bit. I'm like vibing with that pinky rosy. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. We should talk like this all the time. I think I didn't start to feel like I had my shit together until like recently with all the medications that I'm on. So I definitely advise, if you feel like you have stuff going on, it's worth looking into. It's worth an evaluation. It's worth it, because I'm talking like, I never knew that my life didn't have to look like anxiety and stress all of the time and having to hold up that mask all the time. And I didn't realize that I had room to breathe. I can absolutely understand the grapple of having to label yourself as something. However, who actually cares? Nobody cares. It's all in your head, honey. You don't need to care either. That's a part of you. You can't pick and choose the parts of somebody that don't make you sick to your stomach. When you love a person, you gotta love all of them. And you really have to learn to love all of yourself. We're humans. We have so much complex feelings and emotions. You gotta start with loving you. And it doesn't have to be big actions. It could be little actions like I'm doing every day. Trying my best to wake up and put my war paint on, get ready for my day. Maybe you gotta choose healthier foods. Maybe you gotta go for a walk more. Maybe all you did today was get up out of bed and take a shower. Good for you. You are enough. Peace, love, and light, y'all. Stay tuned for the outfit.